Hello, and welcome to Senior Moments. I'm your host, Vicki Peterson. Today we have a great day in store for you. But first of all, I'd like to thank you so much for joining me. So seniors, get your pens and your paper. You know, we always here to give you information. And today we have some great information coming to you from Dr. Naisha Richardson. So we're gonna take a short break, give you time to get that pen and paper, and we'll be right back with Dr. Richardson.
Hello, my name is Terrence White, and I'm the Executive Director of Community Action of Greater Indianapolis. Serving the counties of Marion, Hamilton, Hendricks, and Boone, our mission is to empower those we serve to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. We offer a variety of programming, including senior and youth programs, case management, weatherization, financial coaching, and more. Please visit our website for more information or call 317-396-1800.
I got smart about saving for college. And now my daughter's off to a great start.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find at smartaboutmoney.org.
We got smart about loans.
And sign here. Now it's our house we're going home to.
I got smart about preparing for those unexpected challenges. Now I know at least my finances will be healthy.
Smart About Money is a free online resource. We are a non-commercial, non-profit organization dedicated to helping people just like you get information about money. For everything from how to build an emergency fund to how to deal with job uncertainty, smartaboutmoney.org has the answers you've been looking for.
I got smart about credit.
Would you like paper or plastic?
Now paper or plastic has a whole new meaning.
Smartaboutmoney.org, the easy place to start when you want to get smart about your finances.
A Senior Moment with Vicki Peterson.
Seniors, let's talk about Alzheimer's and dementia. If you or a loved one have concerns about memory loss, it is very important to be evaluated by a doctor. Early diagnosis allows you and your family time to participate in decisions about your care, living arrangements, financial, and legal matters. For more information, contact Alzheimer's Association National Office. Welcome back. And as I promised, Dr. Naisha Richardson is here with us. She has some great information to share with you. So I hope you got out those pens and your paper and you're ready. Hello, Dr. Naisha.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
First of all, we want you to tell the audience a little bit about Dr. Naisha Richardson.
Sure. I'm a little girl from Indianola, Mississippi, so I'm a long way from home. I'm not used to this white stuff out there. I'm very cold. I am a family nurse practitioner with the Community Health Network. I am the sole provider right now for community primary care at home. We're a new house call practice with the Community Health Network.
Okay. Now, you say you're a family nurse practitioner, but we call you Dr. Naisha Richardson.
Yes,
Explain
ma'am.
that for us.
Absolutely. I obtained my Doctorate of Nursing Practice degree from Maryville University in 2016. So I hold a doctorate degree, but yes, ma'am, I am a family nurse practitioner.
All right. So what kind of practice is it that community primary care home is all about?
Absolutely. Community primary care at home is a traditional house call practice. We are a practice that takes it back to the old school where we come to the patient's home, whether they live at home, in an apartment, an assisted living facility, wherever the patient resides, we will come.
Oh, that's awesome. What types of patients do you care for?
We see patients who are what we call homebound. They don't have to have the homebound definition that Medicare provides. If a patient finds it difficult to get to their primary care doctor, if it's a burden for them to get out, if they require the assistance of someone else to get to their doctor, then they would qualify for me to see them in their home.
Okay, how are those services paid for?
Insurance pays for them, whether it be Medicare, Medicaid, even private insurance like Aetna.
Okay, that is great. So what types of services do you provide to the seniors in their homes?
So anything that your doctor would do in the office, I will do. If you need your blood pressure taken, I do that. I assess you from head to toe. I can also draw labs. I can have x-rays performed in the homes as well as Dopplers. Whatever the patient needs in the home, I can provide.
So how often do you make these home visits to the patients?
As often as needed. Some patients I see once a month. Some patients only need to be seen every 3 to 6 months. Some patients need to be seen weekly. It depends on what's going on with the patient.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit here. How long has Community Health Network, is that where you're
Yes,
coming from,
ma'am.
right?
Uh-huh.
Community Health Network. So explain to us, how long has Community been doing this?
So we started this practice in May. So this is a fairly new practice. We're just really getting the word out because I am the only provider, but we do thank God that we're adding a provider on Monday, so I will get some help. So yes, this is a new program since May of 2018.
So if I wanted to enroll, let's say I'm a caregiver, and I find that it has been hard for me to get my client out to these outside doctor visits, what would I go through to get to you guys?
Absolutely. It's as easy as picking up the phone, calling 317-621-2273, and we'll be able to let you know if your patient or your family member is appropriate for our program.
Okay, so tell me, will I have to give out my doctor, my primary care doctor?
No, ma'am. If your doctor is a part of the Community Health Network, they will get my note every time I see the patient. When I dictate my note, the doctor will receive that note so that they know what's happening, what I've done. They may also request me to do something. So I am in very close contact with your primary care doctor. If your primary care doctor is out of network with St. Vincent or IU, I'll fax that dictation to them as well. So the doctors are always in the loop. You don't give up your doctor. Sometimes I act as a bridge. So if I see you, then I will take care of you until you're able to get back to your primary care doctor.
And why do you think this service is so great for the community?
This service is imperative for our community because people are living longer. People are living longer. They have more chronic diseases, complex chronic diseases. And in order for you to be treated properly, you have to have some help. So if Community Health Network can bring the doctor or the provider to you, that just makes healthcare accessibility greater. So it's important for us to keep patients out of the hospital and out of the ER.
That is awesome. So tell us a little bit more about Dr. Richardson. Just a little bit. We're going to back up a little bit.
Yes, we'll back up.
How long have you been doing this?
Well, I started my own house call practice in 2012, Affordable Medical Consultants. I started that because I just felt that it was a huge need in this area. Patients were, sometimes it's very difficult to get patients to the provider. So I found that there was a huge need, and I decided to step out on faith and start my own practice, and I did. But God blessed me with a little girl, so it was hard to have your own practice, a brand new baby and a son, and be somebody's wife at the same time. So I decided to return to Community Health Network, and upon my return, one of the providers that I worked with said, you know what? We should be doing that. We should be providing that service. So here we are today. So I am married, been married for 18 years. It'll be 19 years, I know.
You don't even
Pray
look
for
that
me.
old yourself.
Yes, ma'am, and we have 2 beautiful children, one 4-year-old daughter, Savannah Grace, and 14-year-old son, Jacob Isaiah. It's truly blessed, truly blessed.
Yes, one of each.
Yeah, one of each.
Get to
Done.
experience
Done.
one of each.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, so let's get back to the clients.
Yes.
Let's say they make their first initial call. Then you come out.
Yes.
And how does that first visit look?
So once I go in to see the patient, I can determine if there are other needs. I don't work solely alone. I work with home health navigators. There may be home health in the building, in the home. Maybe they have home health nursing, home occupational health, home physical therapy. So there are other resources that we can reach out to if it's needed. Some patients may need other resources like pharmacy medication or pharmacy payment assistance. They may need food assistance. So I'm able to help take care of the patient, not only physically, but holistically.
So you kind of like as you like you said, holistically, you're the social worker when you get there, because you're connecting them with other.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and
that's
if they
great.
need a social worker, I will get a social worker in the home as well.
Right.
So we're truly blessed at Community Health Network in that we have so many different options and resources for the patient. So if I feel that I can't get something done, if I don't know who, I'll ask.
That's fantastic. Now, is this service just for seniors only?
No, ma'am, it's not necessarily for seniors only. If there's anyone who can't get to their provider for whatever reason, then we can take care of them in the home.
Okay, we'll give them that number again.
Absolutely. That number is 317-621-2273.
Okay, and then what are some of the concerns that you run into since you've been doing this?
Well, safety is a huge concern. So I just ask that patients put up their pets before I come. Stop smoking maybe that day before I come, because it can be very difficult to go into a home and it's full of smoke. So just asking patients to be courteous, to know that a provider's coming to their home. That's the biggest concern that I found, but it really isn't a problem. It doesn't deter me at all.
Oh, that is great. So how have they been receiving you? Have they been receiving these services?
Absolutely. I'm getting hugs on a daily basis from absolute strangers. They absolutely love that this service is available, because it takes a huge burden off of the family member's shoulders. It can be a burden to get your parent out to the doctor if they aren't mobile, if they can't walk, or if it's very painful, or if they're very ill. So that takes a huge burden off the caregivers and the families' back. So for them to know that a licensed nurse practitioner is coming in to help them with their needs, they're overwhelmed. And for me to be able to get in to help with that is indeed a blessing.
Yes, it makes you feel good.
Absolutely.
When you're helping someone. So what are some of the things that would make you say, oh, I need to get you out of here into the hospital?
Absolutely. And that's the blessing of me having an ICU background. When I see someone that's not doing well, I know immediately. So, and I explain that to the patient. I'll explain to the patient, hey, your vital signs are not favorable, you're too weak, your blood work is off, you should be in the hospital, or you should be somewhere that we can get you more attention than I can give you in the home. Being in the home limits what we can do, but it doesn't deter us from what we can do. So explaining to the patient why it's necessary that they go to the hospital. And I tell you what, sometimes that's not the case. Maybe we need to refer them to palliative care. Maybe we need to refer them to hospice. Going to the hospital and going to the ER is not always the option.
For those that don't know, explain those care.
Absolutely. Palliative care is a care where it's not quite hospice. You are a patient who needs more information about how to continue your care without being very aggressive. Hospice care, community has hospice services who takes care of patients who are not necessarily going towards the end of life, but you can be. And those services I will refer patients to those services, and those services tells the patients about what they can provide and what services they can do.
All right. So you say you can't go more than once a month to them?
If it's necessary. So
Okay.
absolutely. I treat a patient just like they would if they went into their doctor's office. If they had a wound that the doctor needed to see twice a week, I would see that patient twice a week, because that's what needs to happen in order to keep the patient out of the hospital and out of the ER. So whatever it takes to keep the patient out of the hospital and out of the ER, I'm on it.
Because that's your goal.
That is my primary goal. That is my primary goal.
Well, what we're going to do in just a few minutes here, we're going to let you catch your breath.
Okay.
We're going to take a very quick, short break, and we hope you have that pen and paper. I told you you was going to need it. And we're going to come back and we're going to ask, I want to know, like, what made community think, oh boy, let's start this program? And I know you're great for it, you know, because I've been knowing you for a while. And it was good to see you today. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to talk about how the family, how, you know, do they contact you or do the seniors contact yourself? We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
A Senior Moment with Vicki Peterson.
Seniors, you probably noticed your appetite and food habits changing as you age. Your daily food choices can make a major impact on your health. Healthier eating habits will make you feel better and makes for a better doctor visit. Foods like vegetables, fruit, whole grain beans, and breads. You'll also need 3 servings of low-fat milk, yogurt, or cheese daily for strong bones. Contact your doctor to schedule a visit with a nutritionist. And don't forget your water.
Hello, my name is Terrence White, and I'm the Executive Director of Community Action of Greater Indianapolis. Serving the counties of Marion, Hamilton, Hendricks, and Boone, our mission is to empower those we serve to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. We offer a variety of programming, including senior and youth programs, case management, weatherization, financial coaching, and more. Please visit our website for more information or call 317-396-1800.
Over 70% of Americans want to spend their final days at home with family and friends.
With hospice care, we can take care of your father at home, right in his bedroom, including visits by a nurse.
I'm so relieved to hear that.
This will make Grandpa really happy. He's comfortable and pain-free.
Visit our website at www.hospicesupportfund.org to connect with your local nonprofit hospice and download our free end-of-life planner.
A Senior Moment with Vicki Peterson.
Seniors, are you just not feeling like yourself anymore due to the death of a spouse, children, or friends? Your grief is real and can sometimes lead to depression. You may feel like you'll never feel better and that nothing and no one can help, but that's not true. Call the Senior Helpline so they can connect you with the proper help and resources in your community. Don't suffer in silence. You are not alone. We're here to help. Welcome back. We're here with Dr. Naisha Richardson from Community Health Network, and we're talking about home visits. So before the show ends, she's going to give you the number again. So if you or a loved one you know, or a friend or a neighbor needs their services, you can reach out to her and give them a call. Okay, Naisha, let's get back to what you do.
Yes.
So is there a certain area that you visit, or is it,
Yes, ma'am. We service the greater Indianapolis area, Anderson, all the way to Greenwood, east to Plainfield. Not as much west right now. I am the only provider. We are hiring someone on Monday, but just give us a call. We'll determine if you're in our service area, but Anderson to Greenwood, all east is our service area.
Wow. So would you happen to know what made Community decide to do this program?
Community is very geared toward providing exceptional care simply delivered. You can't get much more simple than in your own home. So to be able to touch patients where their needs are is very important. It's very important for Community Health Network to keep patients healthy, and when they're not healthy, to provide the care that they need where they are.
All right. Why do you enjoy caring for patients so in the home?
I absolutely love caring for patients in the home. It just takes me back to when I was a little girl in Mississippi. When my family moved to Mississippi, we moved in with our grandparents and our great-grandparent who happened to be blind. So most of the care that I provide is wisdom. It's just the things that I learned from caring from my grandparents when I was itty-bitty, age 12 up until now. It's just the little things that you can do. It's the little things that you see that helps people and to help them connect. Because a lot of times, patients just have to trust the provider enough to help them.
So what made you decide to become a nurse practitioner?
Well,
go into the medical field.
Nursing is my second career. I obtained my bachelor's degree in biology and chemistry from Mississippi Valley State University in Itta-Bena, Mississippi. And right after that, I moved here to Indianapolis and I worked at Roche for a while. Well, that was right after September 11th. So after September 11th happened, unfortunately, if you're the last one hired, you're the first one fired. Right. So I was going to be one of the first one to be let go. But one of my coworkers said, you know, Naisha, they're starting a program at IUPUI for people who already have a degree in the sciences. So I obtained my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing in 18 months. I was in the first IUPUI accelerated program. So very proud to have been able to do that. So I practiced as a nurse at ICU at Community North for 3 years. And after that, I said, you know what? I want to be able to help patients a little bit more. What else can I do? And that's when I decided to go to Ball State and obtain my Master's of Science in Nursing and became a family nurse practitioner.
And then
the doctorate degree, absolutely. My husband was not a happy camper. He wanted to know, why did I need more schooling? It's twofold. The first reason is because healthcare is ever changing. And in order for us to stay on top of how we're providing care and to provide the most exceptional care for a patient, you have to be educated. So I made sure that that's what I did. Number two, I have 2 small children. And if they can see it, they can be it. So I wanted them to see that if they wanted to have a doctorate in basket weaving, they could, because their mother has a doctorate degree.
Oh, that is awesome. And you know, you say that you were at Roche Diagnostics.
Yes, ma'am.
And one of the last ones hired, first one's out. And I look at things like that as sometimes God has to push us into our next blessing.
There's no doubt about it.
And that's what it seems like that happened for you.
Absolutely. There's no doubt that I know that I'm living my purpose. I am absolutely doing what God has for me to do. And it shows every day, the smiles and the hugs that I get from absolute strangers saying, I thank God for you. There's no way we could get through this without you. That's a God thing, and I'm grateful.
Oh, that is so wonderful. There's such a warm fulfillingness inside of you when you walking in your purpose that God has laid out for you. That is really awesome. So being a wife, a mother, and the little small one as well as a teenager, what are the hours that you work with the home care?
Absolutely. So I found that most people don't like to wake up before 10 a.m.
No.
So my very first patient is usually between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. And then I see patients all the way to 3 or 4. Sometimes I've been in the patient's home as long as 6, because what I do, I make sure that all of the patient's needs are taken care of before I leave. If I have to contact another entity, a resource coordinator or a social worker, or even therapy, I make sure that I get those dots connected before I leave, because you just never know what will happen.
That's true. So typically, how long is the doctor's visit?
Anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay. So you give them quite a bit of time.
I give them time. I give them time to tell me everything that they need. I take the time because I go through each medication. I want your medicine bottles. I don't want to just see your pill box. Bring me your medicine bottles. Let me see if you indeed have your medication. Not that I don't take your word for it, but I am in the home.
Right.
That's the benefit of being in the home. You can literally see what a patient's eating. You can see that they have their medications or not. You can see if they have the resources around them to help them to be home safely. There's so many things that you can see about a patient in their home.
That is a big plus, though.
Absolutely.
That is awesome. So when they, you said they don't have to leave their other doctor.
No, they do not have. Our goal is to see the patient, get them well enough to get back to their primary care doctor. But we're going to be realistic. Some of their patients won't get a chance to get back to their doctor because of the type of condition that they have. In that case, yes, we'll take on the patient as a long-term patient. But our goal is to get the patient back out to their primary care doctors.
So your service is really great for bedridden
Patients. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
As well as the others, but bedridden is really...
Patients who are homebound, bedridden, or what we call wheelchair bound.
Oh,
yes,
that is really awesome.
Absolutely. If it's a taxing effort, if it is a burden or burdensome, if it's hard for you to get to your doctor, I'm the one for you.
So if there's a caregiver in a home, as I said earlier, and Miss Jones has been just trying and trying, I just can't get her ready in time and get her out. And so after 15 minutes late, we get there, they won't see you. So you take on patients such as that?
Absolutely. Give us a call. We'll get you taken care of.
Okay, so when I call you, you come by,
Yes.
You assess.
I assess, I evaluate, I treat. If you need medications, I'm able to prescribe those medications. I'm able to prescribe orders. If you need an order for an x-ray or an ultrasound, I can order that. If you need a referral, I can get that done. A lot of times it's difficult to do a referral if it's difficult for you to get to your PCP. So what I'll do is collaborate with a specialist, and if it's needed, then we can provide transportation, like stretcher transportation. If the patient is bedbound, then they'll need a stretcher to get to their provider. So we're able to help facilitate those needs.
Oh, that is awesome. Now, are you able to, like when you get there, you say, oh my God, they have you on tons of medicine.
Yes. The blessing is that I have access to pharmacists. There are pharmacists who I can contact within the network who helps me with patients who have, if you're on 6 or more medications, I'm contacting the pharmacist anyway. That's polypharmacy. I want to be sure that we're doing the best for you. So I do have a pharmacist on my team who's awesome, who helps me with any medication issues. If there's an issue with getting medications paid for, because let's be real, some medications are very expensive. We have a medication assistance program that we can connect patients with as well.
Is there a guideline they have to meet?
There is a guideline. I don't know it off the top of my head, but that's what the resource coordinators are for, and they can help with that.
Now, when you say that once you get in home and you see they're on more than 6 medications, what is the key for that? I mean, why do you say 6? Is that the magic number?
It's not necessarily a magic number, but it starts to get difficult when you're on more than 5 or 6 because medications interact. Some medications can be more taxing on the kidney and liver. So once you get to that point, you want to make sure that you consult with the pharmacist to be sure that the medications that the patient is on is needed. Are there any dosages that we need to adjust because of the kidney or liver function? So there are so many different things that we look at. We don't just put patient on medications and leave them there. There are other things that we have to look at to be sure that the patient is safe.
I think that is really awesome, though, because you would think, why would the doctor have me on? But they're running so fast, and you guys spend a lot more time with them. So, I mean, I really appreciate you telling us all that.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before you go?
I'm just so grateful that community primary care at home is a service that is available to patients of the greater Indianapolis area. We're eager to keep patients out of the hospital and out of the ER.
All right. Well, we want to thank Dr. Richardson. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we're going to close here. We're going to see you next week. And thank you for joining us.
Hello, my name is Terrence White, and I'm the Executive Director of Community Action of Greater Indianapolis. Serving the counties of Marion, Hamilton, Hendricks, and Boone, our mission is to empower those we serve to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. We offer a variety of programming, including senior and youth programs, case management, weatherization, financial coaching, and more. Please visit our website for more information or call 317-396-1800.